Hello, Saskatoon. Rob MacDonald here. It's not often I come out of retirement, but this is a special occasion. I'm joined by my dear friend and former co-anchor, Cynthia Block, who's running for mayor of this vibrant city. Well, it's really good to see you again. Reflecting back on our time together at CTV, what are some of the lessons from those days that you bring to your campaign for mayor?
I think the thing that stands out most for me, Rob, is how much easier it was to know what the truth was back then. And I learned a lot of that from you in terms of what it means to really get the facts straight, keeping your biases at the door, and trying really hard to reflect the world around us back to the community as honestly and as straightforward as we possibly can.
That was our goal, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'd like to think that that goal still exists. But I think it's harder for people to know what's true. Social media has fragmented us, and it's made it harder for people to know the difference between the truth and a lie, or at least facts that haven't been quite accurately reflected back. And also back in the day, it was up to us to apologize and to correct things when we made mistakes. What I take with me is that earnestness to make sure that I'm speaking truthfully to the residents of our city.
During our many broadcasts, we covered countless community stories, of course. Is there one particular story that stands out to you and maybe influenced your plans for Saskatoon?
One of the great benefits of all of the time that you and I spent together is that we were meeting community. We were embedded in it, if you will. I think about this often. So when we were doing the news in the 90s, there wasn't a lot of diversity in the newsroom. And you may recall there was a new photographer that got hired. He might have been the very first person in the newsroom that whose first language wasn't English. And I think he found some challenges. I think we were trying to teach and learn together, and it wasn't perfect. But I think it's indicative of what we're seeing today, which is an abundance of faces that are changing. I mean, in terms of policy decisions, that has everything to do with how you make sure there's enough housing for people, how they get around with a modern public transportation system, and really even like how you plan for recreation. We used to plan for ball diamonds. Today, we need to plan for cricket fields.
Yep.
And these are the things that are challenging, but also super exciting about the direction that our city is going.
Yeah. And you had your own challenges when you joined the newsroom as well, being a woman in a newsroom surrounded by men.
Yeah, that it was such an honor when you and I started working together, and I was super nervous to work with you and all of the bigwigs. Remember the one time when I came back from maternity leave after Casey was born, my first child, and a member of the newsroom, when I asked a question, replied back, well, if you wouldn't have been on vacation for the past 6 months, you would know this. I was so surprised just because I really didn't feel it in that way. But it's those moments that you never forget. As
you look towards leading our beautiful city, what's one legacy you hope to create?
The word legacy is, it's not about me. It's about, what you're able to do for others. And that might sound sort of what a person says, but I mean it genuinely. It's the reason I ran to be a city councillor, and it's the reason that I'm running to be mayor. It matters to me that we are building a city for all people so that everyone can thrive. And just the way we grow our city, making sure that you have access to good public transportation and a decent, place to live for you and your family. I think when people look back, if they can say that our time here has been well served to the residents today, but also well served to future generations, then I think I will have done my job.
We had an important role in the newsroom when we worked together, of course, but it was also a lot of fun. And this has been a lot of fun just chatting with you, Cynthia. Thank you.
So grateful.